Hello there everyone, and welcome to another video. In today's video I will be going over all of the main subforms of bending. So starting off with healing. Healing is the first sub-bending form we see in Avatar. It allows waterbenders to heal wounds and unblock chi by redirecting energy paths around the body, allowing the wounded area to heal at an accelerated rate. Spirit bending is also a subform of healing. As shown in the Legend of Korra, it is used by encircling water around a dark spirit and cleansing the darkness out of the spirit in the form of healing. Moving on to blood bending, it was invented by a waterbender named Hama when she was imprisoned by the Fire Nation. She used this form of bending to escape her cell by bending the blood inside the guards, basically controlling them like puppets. This form of waterbending is a very dark and frightening technique, and most waterbenders will not use it. This form of bending was later outlawed by Katara. Starting off the Earth list, we have Seismic Sense. Seismic Sense is an earthbending subform that allows the bender to feel the vibrations in the earth and ultimately see through earthbending. Think of it as a type of sonar, but for earthbenders. Moving down the list of earth, we have metal bending. Metal bending was invented by Toph, who was captured and put in a metal box. She discovered this form of bending by using seismic sense and sensing that there were pieces of earth in the metal. Also, in the Legend of Korra, metal bending has become so common that Republic City's entire police force uses this form of bending. We even get to see a whole city that revolves around metal bending, and most of the citizens who live there are metal benders as well. Next is sand bending. Sand bending is used by benders who live in or around the Xi-Wang Desert. Since sand is really loose and it shifts everywhere you step, a lot of earthbenders have trouble bending sand, but sand benders use a more fluid and smooth form of bending. It is basically a mixture between water bending and airbending. Finishing off the earthbending list, we have lava bending. Now you may think that lava would be in the firebending category, but since lava forms molten rock, it is in the earthbending category. We also know this because both Bolin and Gazan, who are both earthbenders, can lava bend. Lava bending is a very rare subform of earth, and it gives you the ability to take control of molten rock and bend it into lava. And you can also take that lava and turn it back into earth. Starting off the firebending list is lightning, also known as the cold-blooded fire. Lightning was formerly a really rare ability only used by the Fire Nation royal family. Just like metal bending after the 100-Year War, lightning became a very commonly used subform. Lightning is formed by separating positive and negative energy and directing that energy from the arm out through the fingertips. Moving on to combustion bending. In the novel The Legacy of Young Chen, it shows the origins of how combustion bending began. Basically, firebenders were submerged in the ocean, chained to rocks, and were forced to firebend under the water, which seemed impossible, which then resulted in a concussive force of bending, which is now known as combustion bending. To round out our last two subforms of bending, we have the airbending subform of flight. Flying is another super rare form of bending. There has only been two people that we know of in the whole fandom that have achieved this form, Zahir and Guru Lahima. Now, if an air nomad wanted to achieve this form of bending, they would have to let go of all of their earthly attachments, allowing them to be free and weightless, so to speak. Moving on to the last subform, which is spirit projection, which in this case it is basically projecting one's spirit out of their body to travel or speak to someone in another location that would be physically impossible to get to. This technique would require the air nomad to have a very deep spiritual connection, like Genora, for an example. Alright everyone, that is going to conclude today's video. If you have liked this content or the content that I put out on the channel, please consider subscribing. And also don't forget to like the video and comment your thoughts down below. And with that, I will see you all in another video.